There is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. There is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. There is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. There is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. Ether, the world's second biggest cryptocurrency, is closing in on an all-time high. Iran reportedly seizes $45,000, 45,000 Bitcoin mining machines after closure of illegal operations. Bitcoin and U.S. tech stocks are the biggest market bubbles right now, investors say. But first, the price of Bitcoin is up 3% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 37,492, a high of 37,936, and a low of 35,481. That's $1 for 2,666 Satoshis. Volume was a little low for a Tuesday, with only 8,851 Bitcoins changing hands. Bitcoin dominance was at 64.38%. The market continues to lean long, with 95% of the market heading that direction. Iran reportedly seizes 45,000 Bitcoin mining machines after closure of illegal operations. According to a report by local media outlet Tasmin News Agency on Sunday, 45,000 ASIC machines were confiscated. The powerful machines had purportedly been consuming 95 megawatts per hour of electricity at a reduced rate, according to Taverner's head, Mohammed Hassan Motavidides. Earlier this month, Iranian authorities shut down 1620 illegal cryptocurrency mining farms said to have collectively used 250 megawatts of electricity over the past 18 months. The country's recent blackouts across major cities have been blamed in part on cryptocurrency mining, drawing the ire of officials who have sought a temporary stay on Bitcoin mining until further notice. Cryptocurrency researcher told the Washington Post on Sunday that the miners had nothing to do with the blackouts, claiming they only made up a very small percentage of overall electricity capacity in the country. In July of last year, Iran penned a registration directive forcing miners to disclose their identities. It also forced them to disclose the size of their mining farms and their mining equipment type to the Ministry of Industry, Mines, and Trade. Disclosing their identities probably made them easy to find. Ether, the world's second biggest cryptocurrency, is closing in on an all-time high. Ether rallied to an intraday high of $14.39 on Tuesday, just shy of the $1,448 record it hit in 2018. It comes after a blistering rally for Bitcoin that saw the digital currency notch fresh highs. However, the price of Ethereum and Bitcoin has not yet recovered. Bitcoin and U.S. tech stocks are the biggest market bubbles right now, investors say. The vast majority of investors, 89%, think some financial markets are in bubble territory, according to a Deutsche Bank survey. Bitcoin is viewed as a more extreme case, with half of the respondents giving the cryptocurrency a rating of 10 out of 10 on a 1 to 10 bubble scale. It turns out they've been listening to the mainstream media. Good job, everybody. The U.S. tech stocks were seen as the next largest bubble, Deutsche Bank said, with an average score of 7.9 out of 10. Oh, you'll do very well listening to the common man for your investments. I make all my investments by survey. And former Canadian Prime Minister lists Bitcoin as a possible future reserve currency. Stephen Harper said the number of things that people will use as reserves will expand, but the U.S. dollar will still retain its dominant role. Let's listen to just a little bit of Stephen Harper,
alternative to the U.S. dollar.
former Canadian Prime Minister.
What are the large alternatives in the world? There are only two. One is the euro. And the truth of the matter is there's every reason to have as much, if not more, doubt about the long-term value and stability of the euro than the US dollar.
Yeah. And
the other is, of course, Chinese currency. But the problem with Chinese currency is you have no idea what it's actually worth at any given moment, and you have no idea, what arbitrary measures the Chinese government could take to revalue its obligations or the value of the currency itself. So you can't put money in that kind of a currency. And as I say, the only other Western alternative is the euro. So in the short to medium term, it's hard to see, unless the US becomes a catastrophe, it's hard to see what the alternative is to the US dollar as the world's major reserve currency, other than, gold, Bitcoin, some kind of a whole basket of things, right? Today it will have to be a whole basket. And I think that's what you will see. I think you'll see that reserves will, the number of things that people use as reserves will expand, but the US dollar will still be the bulk of it.
A whole basket, including gold, Bitcoin. It's so easy for him to mention it, but this would have been impossible 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Bitcoiners were jokes. Now, former Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper is mentioning Bitcoin as a possible global reserve currency right after gold. UK hospitals are using blockchain to track vaccine distribution. Isabella Kaminsky, formerly of Financial Times, writes, "Did anyone explain to them that the only justifiable use case, and even then it's not foolproof based upon permissioned architecture, is to prevent fraud? Why are they so scared of fraud?" And once again, it's probably not fraud. It's just that an IT department, even a pandemic-stricken vaccine distribution department, can get 10 times more money when they say they're adding a blockchain to your project. So I'm sure, Isabella, for all the conspiracies and fun that you're having with this article, it's just about the money. They just wanted more money for their IT project. So they sold you a nicer database. It's a blockchain. Yesterday, we saw the passing of block number 666666. Bitcoin user MZ celebrated this by looking at the Bitcoin blockchain on his Kindle. Check it out. It's got a quote from Satoshi Nakamoto. It says, "In this sense, it's more typical of a precious metal. Instead of the supply changing to keep the value the same, the supply is predetermined and the value changes." Also worth noting, in that 666666 block, there was an op return written into the blockchain, and it said, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Romans 12:21. Interesting stuff in the Bitcoin blockchain today. We're up to 7.5% towards our goal of getting a new laptop. You can donate now with a Bitcoin network, or go to Tallycoin and donate with a Lightning Network. We did another Lightning Network demonstration yesterday. You can check it out right here on the World Crypto Network. Learn how to buy pixels at Satoshi Place. You can contribute to an interactive art project with the Lightning Network. Very cool. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Say hello in the chat or in the comments. Until next time. And stay tuned to the World Crypto Network. We have another show coming up today. We're going to talk about Bitcoin conferences of the past. Yes, the old days when we used to go out to conferences and things. We've got Mike Dupree, and we're going to talk about the Miami Bitcoin Conference, I think from 2014, something like that. So we've got some pictures, videos, interviews, mad Bitcoins, all the things that you've come to expect from the World Crypto Network coming up in about an hour right here. So stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Check us out on Twitter at World CryptoNet or at Mad Bitcoins. And thanks so much for joining us. Until next time, bye-bye.